Hello, everyone. My name is Deborah Ingravallo, and I'm a liaison with Food Export Northeast, and I am based here in the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania office. Thank you for joining this preview call for the Focus Trade Mission to the Middle East for food service and retail. This mission is usually scheduled in December, but this year it will be held in November, specifically November 18th to 20th in Jeddah. I'm joined on this call by Anna Kazirian, who is our in-market representative in the Middle East. Our activity coordinator for this event is Tim Sword from Ohio, who is also on this call, and the assistant activity coordinator is John Kerrigan from Nebraska, both of whom represent their respective states for food export. This preview call is dedicated to the Focus Trade Mission to the Middle East to discuss the market, the products of interest, and the general itinerary of the mission. We will also discuss the cost to participate as well as registration. The call will last about 30 minutes. It will be recorded and it will be posted to our website. Everyone is automatically muted, but we encourage you to ask questions through the Q&A box to be discussed following the presentation. Any questions that we can address, we will be answering in email. Later, you'll see a slide of our liaison team to connect with questions or simply with help for registration. Next slide, please. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Food Export, we're a nonprofit organization working with agricultural promotion agencies from 13 Midwestern states and 10 Northeastern states. We provide support that U.S. companies need to enter international markets. Next slide, please. We have in-market representatives from around the world to assist U.S. exporters with their international marketing efforts. At this time, I'd like to hand it over to Anna, who you will meet if you decide to participate in the mission.
Next slide, please. Hello and welcome to everybody. Our FTM this year is going to be in Jeddah. I think this might be the first time it's happened in Jeddah. Jeddah is a place where we have the most food and beverage companies in all of Saudi, and that's why we've located it in Jeddah for this year. I'm just going to go through the itinerary. We would be expecting our suppliers to arrive by Monday, November 17th into Jeddah. You could, if you wanted to, at your discretion, you could come a bit earlier if that's what you wanted to do. Tuesday, November the 18th, there will be a market briefing. The market briefing is done by OAA, which is the Agricultural Department of Saudi Arabia. They will be there and they will give an overview of the general market that they cover, which will, of course, include Saudi Arabia. After that, we go for a tour of supermarkets. Now, we find this really beneficial because you're able to see, number one, what your competitors are putting on the shelves. You're able to check the pricing of it, and you can learn an awful lot just by seeing what's in the markets and which are the best markets. We usually go and tour 5 of the top supermarkets that there are there, and they're usually multi-owned. Like, you could go to one that's totally Saudi owned, you could go to one owned by an Indian investor, a British investor, things like that. So you do get slight differences when you go in for checking prices and the kind of products. You get a really good overview of everything. On Wednesday the 19th, we have the one-on-one meetings. What happens for this is you would give me your profile, for instance. I would send it out to all of my buyers, and they would tell me who they would like to meet, what product that they would like to see, and we would start to set up appointments for you. As Saudi is, it's a huge place. We are going to have the meetings where possible at the hotel that you will be staying at, and we will bring the buyers in. Of course, if there was a need for some reason or other that you needed to go to see a buyer and it was within reasonable reach, because I say it's a very large country, then we would supply a car for that for you. Again, on Thursday, November 20th, there's also one-on-one meetings. And again, that would be with different buyers that have come. We this year are going to fly in from Riyadh some of our food companies. We will pay for the full cost of that because we do have some good food companies also in Riyadh. So we will finance them to come in. When I send out your profiles, I will be sending it out to all the countries, all the GCC countries, but we will not be flying in people for this event from the other GCC countries. They may decide to come, they may not to come, but I'm absolutely certain we will have enough buyers for you that are within Saudi. Then, of course, we on the 19th, I should say, we also do a product showcase. That's where we put some of the products all together. We can take photographs of that and we can put it on our webpage. By the way, we have a new webpage coming up for the Gulf region that will be coming live soon. And then on Friday, November the 21st, you can depart from Jeddah. If for some of you who wanted to go on the night of the 20th, that's up to you. You can depart on the 21st, or if you wanted to stay longer for, maybe follow-up meetings, that would be up to you. Next slide, please. I wanted to give you an overview of why it is so important in Saudi Arabia to come and visit this market. It's the largest really within the MENA region and the Gulf region, the largest people with a lot of money and like good quality also. So Saudi Arabia has the largest economy in the Middle East with 1.1 trillion GDP. That was for 2024. It's probably gone up since then. Oil accounts for 40% of the GDP, but non-oil sectors grew by 4.3% in 2024. Saudi Arabia is putting much effort into diversification. They're going at an astounding speed, going into every faction that you could possibly go into, and food and beverages is one of its top priorities. So Vision 2030 focuses on economic diversification and private sector growth. There are mega projects. So when I say mega projects, like Dubai has nothing on these kind of mega projects. And all of these mega projects are going up all in one go. All of them will have new supermarkets in them. They'll have new hotels, lots of restaurants, etc. This is just an explosion. Major reforms they're having to boost foreign direct investment of IPOs, and they're getting them. We have, the millionaires, the trillionaires, and the billionaires going to set up offices within Saudi, which has never really been seen before because they always thought it was quite difficult to get into. The population, 36 million plus, mostly under the age of 30. It's a wonderful population to have, so we can see the kind of products that they are looking for to be introduced into that population there. Change the slide, please. Okay, this one is on the market size and growth. The market value, the Saudi Arabian food and beverage market, was valued at approximately US dollars 24.29 billion in 2025 and is projected to reach US dollars 28.6 1.76 billion by 2030, growing at a compound annual growth rate of 3.44%. So you can see from that diagram there on the side the way it's going up, and it's going to go up further than that. Next slide, please. Key market segments: packaged food valued at US dollars 24.6 billion in 2024, with an annual growth rate of 6% from 2019. Food service estimated at US dollars 31.69 billion in 2024, projected to reach US dollars 61.77 billion by 2032, with a compound annual growth rate of 8.70%. Wonderful growth for this region on the food and beverage. Next slide, please. Consumer trends: rising demand for convenience foods and quick service restaurants. Well, as I said before, the restaurants are growing exponentially. So this is good news for anyone in the food business. Growing preference for health conscious and functional foods. Now, this is really relatively new for Saudi Arabia, that they've really grasped onto this, health food items and functional foods, and also functional beverages, that might be kind of adding things like ginger or good for the autoimmune system and stuff like that, drinks like that. And they're carrying those both in their pharmacies and on the shelves of their supermarkets. Interest has increased in specialty fats and oils. So that's the trends. But when we go on to the products next, we can see how many different kinds of items the Saudis are interested in. Opportunities and challenges. The opportunities: there's a growing urban population and there's rising tourism. There's also lots of companies relocating to this area, lots of very rich companies. The challenges: there are some regulatory barriers. Of course, we've got the certifications for halal, the no pork, non-alcohol, of course, all of those things. And raw material prices volatility. Now, when it talks about this raw material price, I think it's with all the construction going on, I think we're talking about bricks and mortars more on that kind of level for the raw material pricing. Okay, next slide, please. Products of interest. Well, these are, what I think they're interested in: processed dairy items, cheese, could be like powdered milks also, I think would come into that. They like that for the baby selection, etc. Condiments, healthy snacks. As I say, the health thing is really, on track. Healthy products in general. Syrups, that could include also maple syrup that you have in there, but there are all kinds of, raspberry syrup and all of these kinds. Protein milks, flavored and dried. Organic, plant-based, vegan, gluten-free. This is going on the health track again. Tinned, frozen fruits and vegetables, and noodles, ramen. Spicy items they will love. They've got a big ethnic population also in Saudi Arabia, and their main dishes like the biryani, etc. It does have a little bit of spice in that, so spicy items would go down well. Frozen ready meals is a must. They really, are looking for convenience, for their making of meals. Non-alcoholic beverages, low in sugar if possible. I should come on to the sugar part. Let me read you some things with the sugar and this kind of beverage. There's an excise tax targeting sweetened drinks, such as sugar-sweetened beverages products containing added sugar or sweeteners that are ready to drink. This includes concentrates, gels, powders, extracts, or any form that can be converted into a sugar-sweetened beverage. Carbonated drinks have 50% tax rate added, and this is in the 6 GCC countries, by the way. Energy drinks have 100% tax rate added, and sweetened drinks 50% tax rate added. There are some beverages that are beverages for that have special dietary needs. Those kind of beverages that you might be given by a doctor or in a pharmacy, they do not carry any tax for medical usage also. So you know, the rate of beverages coming into the 6 GCC countries, I think, slowed down a bit because of these taxes. And the reason that they had these taxes is because they have a diabetes problem here, a major one in the 6 GCC countries, and they wanted to cut it out. So they thought the best way to do that was to tax the beverages. But anyway, you can still get beverages in. We have importers that can get round some of these regulations if you get a good partner. Halal, of course, certification, you would have halal premium meats. They would take that and they're looking for that. That would be a good one. Also, they're very eager to have seafood products. I've just mentioned some of the names because we've got some new products like the scup and the pogie. Scallops, they love it. Oyster, they love. Lobster, they love. So if you've got any of those items, they should do well. Fish, pre-packaged soups. ED, you know, in America, when I go there, we have the chowder soup. You have different kinds of chowder soups and whatever. We don't really have any of this here. I don't know anyone that's serving this. This is a great product if you have something like that to bring. Fish condiments, we don't see any of those. We see the normal, the barbecue, the sauce, the tomato sauce, all of those kind of things that we have. But we don't see the fish, any fish condiments, unless you can make it yourself or want to make it yourself. Pistachio butter has just come on the scene. You know, we have the peanut butter, we have the almond butters and all of that. But pistachio is another new one that would, I think, go down very well. By the way, there are some products that we don't seem to be able to get enough of them. And these kind of spreads, like the peanut butter and the almonds and whatever, they're always extremely popular. Next card, please. Oh, so we're at the end, basically, I think, on that. Shocked on that one, yes. Okay, so thank you for everything.
Yeah, thank you, Anna. We do have a couple questions in the Q&A, which we'll get to in a minute. So,
Yes.
yeah, just, you know, if you could expand too on just a few of the things that you
Sure.
had discussed. But this slide for everyone shows the price and registration deadline. Keep in mind that we do consider this a focused trade mission because participants are limited, meaning we only take a certain number. You will want to get in by the early registration deadline, which is July 18th, and that cost under the early is $425. Again, the mission is scheduled for November 18th to 20th, and it will be held in Jeddah this year. Next slide, please. So here's just a listing of the services that are included with your registration. You will notice the second point on the left is the tabletop showcase. And I had mentioned this just a little bit, and just to note that this year it will be held during the day as opposed to the evening, which it was in the past. But it's your opportunity to display your products so that the buyers can see and review them. Next slide, please, Sarah. And here's a list of all your liaisons. We work with our states respectively. So we're going to leave this slide up so you can find your state where you're headquartered and also your liaison, and we will be happy to help with any questions that you have or with registration. But I would like to get onto the Q&A because we do have a couple questions. Anna, there is one about the market for pet food and pet treats, and also if the halal requirement extends to those pet treats and pet food.
So I never got the second part of the question, Deb.
The halal requirement, is
Oh, the
that
halal.
required?
Okay,
Halal,
yes,
yeah.
got you. Okay. Pet pet foods, they don't have a lot of kind of pets in Saudi Arabia because it's what they call haram, a little bit. They probably have the Saluki dogs, which is their own desert dog, and has a particular nature, etc. The regulations for pet food is tough to get round. They have lots of criteria for it. So we don't, whereas we do kind of recommend to come here for your pet food in Saudi Arabia, because the regulations have not been uh, made flexible very much. We're not pushing that. Plus, the pet volume is pretty low in Saudi Arabia. With the new people coming into it, because there's a lot of expatriates going in, that may change in time, but not for this year, I don't think. Maybe it will take them another year to kind of catch up with that kind of need, etc. And yes, anything coming in has to have a halal certification. Anything for animal feed, I will go on to say, is it has to be equal to human consumption. I think that's a great trend that, they will not allow their animals to eat something that is not equal to what a human would eat. So I think that's a good thing.
Great.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Anna. Could you talk a little bit about the hotel? Like, we understand that the suppliers or the registrants will book their own hotel, but could you talk just a little bit about that hotel
Yeah, well,
arrangement?
I've done two functions in Jeddah. I've done it at the Intercon in Jeddah, and it's very good, that one. But I'm actually going next month. I have a person who wants to find a partner, and we're visiting Riyadh and we're visiting Jeddah. And during that time, I would like to look at other possibilities of hotels. Any hotel that I pick, will need to be in per diem for getting your money back, etc. So I wouldn't pick anything above that. I kind of like the IHG hotels. They usually have a good standard. Um, maybe even a Marriott if it comes with per diem, something like that. But I will be looking. I am there from the 22nd of June in Jeddah, and I will be looking at other hotels. If not, I will just book with the Intercon because they do have the kind of rooms that we want and the kind of meeting rooms. But I'm also looking at how easy it is for our companies, because I'll be sending the profiles out to companies all around. I'll try to get the most central one that is easy for our buyers to get to, put it that way. Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you, Anna. Can you comment at all on the tariff situation for dairy or syrup?
I'd have to look that up, but I think dairy will not have it. If it goes quite often when it's in one country, it's in another. So there might be the maximum you would get would be a 5% tariff on anything. But I'd have to specifically look that up for Saudi to see what tariff you will get. But it's nominal. I mean, they would consider that almost like a health drink. for calcium building and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right. And could you comment a little bit about how the suppliers will transport their products for
Yeah,
sampling?
well, for the FTM, if you're carrying snacks or anything like that, you can carry it in your suitcase. If it's easy for you to carry, that is what most people do. Um, if you want to send it, you would normally send it to me, but it would depend on how much products you have. I do have a colleague that will be working with me. Everybody is, prepared for Hajj in Saudi Arabia and here. So, I've not had a lot of speaking with him, but I would have him lined up because I work with him a lot to see if we could deliver the product to him. He would also be at the FTM with us. I always, anytime I'm working in Saudi, I always bring him along anyway. Um, the thing is that anything that you bring in should be marked not for sale if you're sending it. And it should be in boxes not heavier than 10 kg with very large writing on the front of it saying this is not for sale. So I will look into that with my colleague because that would be the easiest thing to do. But I can also carry some things with me if you want to send it to Dubai. It depends how many people want to send things and what the product is.
Great. All right. Thank you, Anna. And we just have just one last question. The buyers from like what regions will they be coming from?
They will basically be coming from Saudi Arabia, but some our Saudi Arabia companies have also supermarkets or business also in Dubai. Okay, so you might be getting a supermarket person that works between Saudi Arabia and Dubai. The other buyers that we're getting, I'm bringing them from Riyadh. I'm flying them in from Riyadh because this is such a vast country. So I would be expecting at least six from Riyadh to be attending this FTM. If I didn't get six, I could then ask other countries to come. But every country in the Gulf region will receive your profile. And if they are interested in it, I mean, what is it? It's nothing. It's a very short flight from anywhere that you come in the Gulf. It will be a very short flight to Saudi Arabia. So they may just say, okay, I'm going to pay for myself. I particularly want to see this company. So I don't know who's coming from the other Gulf countries, but hopefully some would come and will pay for themselves for that. Because at the moment, as I say, the real market is actually in Saudi Arabia. If you can get a partner there, you'll be doing extremely well. I know that one customer that I have that is in talks, one of the Saudi buyers wants to put them into 350 supermarkets across the world. This is the kind of people that you can actually meet when you go to Saudi Arabia. So I don't think we're short on on custom.
All right. Well, thank you, Anna. And thank you everyone for joining the presentation today. I know that there were just a couple more questions in the Q&A, so we'll be sure to get them answered, and we'll get back to you in email on those. But we hope you decide to participate. Don't forget, July 18th is the early registration deadline, and Anna looks forward to seeing all of you. All right. Thank you.
Have a great